In this episode, we get creative with our camera gear to bench bleed the master cylinder on Project Low Fairmont. Welcome to the channel. My name is Grant Tommy. This is Straight 6 Fan, where I like to focus on budget-minded, relatable, creative builds. A little something I like to call offbeat hot rodding. And today, I'm by myself again to try to figure out how to troubleshoot the brake system here on Project Low Fairmont. I know you guys have seen many episodes about me and my struggles with the brake system, and I actually this last Friday had lined up someone to come help me rebleed the master cylinder. Of course, as you know, where we left off, it was Jed Scott and his dad who helped flare some new brake lines for me. And after getting home, first off, if you haven't seen that episode, up over here, I'll leave an info card there. I then had to bend the lines up, and so we got that all done. Now, I had previously left the master cylinder on the car with the bleeder kit hooked up, but over some course of the week, after like walking over the back of the car, one of them came out and drained one of the reservoirs, and so that was all right because I had to bend up the lines as it was. And so that would have been a pain with full reservoir. So I ended up draining the master cylinder. Now, so you guys know I have kind of suspicion that that master cylinder might be junk. So I did pick up a replacement one just in case. The old new one I put on back in October is in fact junk. But before we go ahead and consider it junk, I do want to test out to figure out if the seals are bad, and someone on Facebook gave me a recommendation for how I was going to go. Now look, as I said on Friday, I was supposed to have a helper out here, but it was Wednesday of last week. Let's see, what would that have been? March 11th, Wednesday, March 11th. I developed a cough. And as we all know, since about Thursday, March 12th, we've all thought a little bit differently about what a cough might mean. So, fair enough, that extra helping hand opted not to come out, and that's completely fine. I totally understand that. So, anyway, I am tasked with punching fear in the face, I guess, and doing this all on my own. So, as previously mentioned, I bent up the new flared lines, and they are... You know, I needed this sucker bone dry anyway to test fit these lines, and so I got them where I want them. Second one down here. So I went ahead and refilled up the master cylinder with brake fluid and plugged in the bleeder kit. Now, I'm going to bleed it first, and what my plan is just to use my foot and the brake pedal to do so. And I'll show you how. So in concept, I think I'm brilliant. I've set up my DJI OSMO Action Cam to be right on the bleeder kit lines. And because the DJI has a phone app, I can monitor what's going on my phone. I'm gonna sit inside the Fairmont, pump the master cylinder with my foot, and monitor on my phone to see if I'm getting the bubbles out. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work. You know, in my head I think it's going to, but the only way we know is if we give it a shot. So yeah, hey, this is one way to do it. Lazy, ingenious, I don't know. You be the judge. Leave a comment below what you think. This is just, this is what I gotta do. Now, one thing I will say, so, and I can just pull the cover straight from my DJI in editing here, but I can see air bubbles. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys about. Like, I feel like I'm passing bubbles through this reservoir quite a bit. But I have yet, since like the first or second pump, to really see anything come through here. Like, I just don't know that fluid's really moving out of the front reservoir, and I don't know. The best way to probably investigate this is going to be through some other solution, which I'll show you later in the episode, but that is why I suspect there's just something wrong with this master cylinder. So I repositioned the front brake reservoir line, and I seem to be having better proof of moving fluid. So you can see the little micro bubbles there getting through. So anyway, this is much easier to do sitting from the driver's seat than bench bleeding, and I guess we'll just keep working these bubbles out. Okay, so from what I can tell, I've got most of the bubbles out. So what I'm going to do is pull the bleeder kit off, and I've created these two plugs with extra fittings I have for both the front and the rear. And what I've done is I had some extra brake line, copper brake line, which I honestly don't even know what I bought it for, when I bought it. Obviously it was for this project, but I didn't use it, so nonetheless it's not going to hurt the budget. But I crimped off the ends in the bench vise, and then I took some solder and basically stuck it in this end where it was like hanging out, and I heated up this end with the torch. And once that solder basically just immediately disappeared, I know that that turned to liquid, and I assume probably filled up the bottom of this tube. So I feel like these should work for plugs. So from what I understand from a gentleman on a Facebook group, once I put the plugs in, if I could move the brake pedal all the way to the floor, that would mean that there's a seal somewhere in the master cylinder leaking by. Otherwise, at once plugged, I should not be able to get the pedal to go all the way to the floor. I should have really stiff pedal pressure. So we are going to test that out before we go any further to kind of know once and for all whether or not my master cylinder is any good. Okay, now the moment of truth to see if I've made successful plugs as well, because if they're not sealed off, obviously fluid's just going to come squirting out of those, but here we go. And I have a very, very stiff brake pedal, so that's a good sign. So this master cylinder should be good. Hey, good job me. So anyway, I can go on now connecting those lines, and then from there we can start re-bleeding this system. That's awesome. Okay, now all I have left is to hook up the two brake line hoses. So we have them in position ready to go, so we'll do them one at a time. So here goes nothing down. They are loose on the proportioning valve. I don't know that you can see that. Yes, down there. So I've got all my wrenches laid out, what I need to do. I will probably, I don't know, we'll see. Probably get this one threaded started a little bit and then tighten that right away. I don't know. Just the trick here is to be quick. We got that cinched up pretty good on prop valve. A lot of you probably watching are like, oh, he doesn't have line tools. Well, I have one. Line wrenches. Ironically, I have some on the way from Amazon, showing up tomorrow. But I guess I was just a little too ambitious. This being Sunday, my normal work day. Alright, that was good. New lines are on. It's 5:30 now here on Sunday. I didn't actually get out here till like 4 today. Weird circumstances, not a big deal. But that wasn't too bad. That feels good. I was able to confirm, and I apologize, I forget the guy's name, but he's been commenting quite a bit on in this Fairmont group. Or maybe it's a Fox Body Gear. I don't remember. But again, I apologize. I don't remember your name off the top of my head. But I will go leave you a follow-up message on that group here tonight, Sunday. So when you watch this later, you'll know that I did that. One last thing to do. One last thing to do tonight is I'm going to wide open the rear prop valve, adjustable prop valve, so I don't forget to do that, because that will make bleeding the rear brakes hard if I don't have that wide open. So leave a comment below if you guys agree with me that the master cylinder is good to go. If you enjoyed the way I went about bench bleeding a master cylinder by yourself using technology, go ahead and smash that like button. Like I said, it has been a long journey with the brakes on this. I won't know until I bleed the brake system now whether or not all these efforts in the past couple of weeks have been worth it. You can go check out a video here or here kind of dealing with my past struggles, but otherwise, comment, share, and remember you can pick up a straight 6-fan pistons tee and a link to my Spreadshirt store in the description below. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this episode, and until next time, peace out.